In yesterday's patch, Lilith put in all of the leadership gear that they've added. It's going to be a full legendary set, and today I'm going to be discussing it. I think that this leadership gear is actually going to change a lot about the gear meta. And also, I'm going to talk about the gear itself just as a set and who should be using it and who shouldn't. Now, before we talk about the secrets I found out in the stream yesterday about what I can put the leadership gear with to make it better, I'm going to discuss what the gear actually I think serves, like what purpose it serves. So we'll talk about the stats first. The Scepter of the Glorious Goddess is the weapon with 15% attack and 3% march speed for infantry. The Datum of the Glorious Goddess is like the helmet with 8% troop attack and march speed for cavalry. The Plate of the Glorious Goddess has 8% troop defense with more march speed for infantry. The Gauntlets of the Glorious Goddess have 6% troop defense and march speed for siege. The Chassis, I don't know how to say that to be honest, of the Glorious Goddess have 8% troop health and march speed for archers. The Greaves of the Glorious Goddess are like the boots and they have 6% troop health and some march speed for siege. Set bonuses: with 2 pieces you get 3% defense, 4 pieces you take reduced skill damage of 3%, and 6 pieces you get 5% more health. Overall, the stats on these sets are actually fairly low in comparison. Like if I go up to like the Dragon Breath set, you can see all the stats on the pieces here are about 3% or 1.5% more than the Glorious Goddess set. But the one thing with the Glorious Goddess set is its troop attack. It's not archer attack or archer defense. That means it applies to all the troops. You can see with that little axe symbol, it means every troop instead of like archers or infantry or cavalry. It just means everything. Also, something to note is the iconics here are actually troop. So all troops benefit from the iconic. It's like the accessories. If we pull up the accessory tab, you can see accessory iconics are troop-based health. These iconics will be troop stats, unlike like archer stats here, or cav stats, infantry stats. You get my point. Now, in terms of actually making this equipment, I'm pretty sure the only way you can get this is from events, obviously, in the VIP shop. Events such as the Dig event, or Holy Knight's Treasure, or if you're lucky, like Soroli Crisis and stuff, where you get a few fragments. I feel like that's the only way you're going to be getting this, and currently there are none in game, so I can't tell you. But we do know that it is available in the VIP shop currently, 6 fragments for, I presume, 1,500 gems each. One other thing to note, the gathering equipment was also added into the shop, but don't buy it, please. So, it's also available there, but currently no one has made any equipment for this because, no one has the blueprints yet. Now, another thing I want to discuss here is the material cost. The material cost is actually the same as every other piece. Like, if I go up here, this is 60 materials, just it focuses a bit more in on one type, and that type's iron for infantry, leather for cavalry, and ebony for archers. So this is just 20 of each material. It's just a mix. It's the same with the boots and stuff. They're all the same cost as they normally would be. That has not changed. So who do I think should be getting this set? Well, first of all, for this set to really be useful, you have to either have a mixed march or using a mixed garrison / rally. So the best mixed march in the game, in my opinion, is probably a leadership commander like a Honda Primary, or an Ethelfled, or maybe a Mehmed, or possibly even a Trajan, but they're like the 3 only leadership commanders I would even think of having as a primary. So if I were you and you have a Trajan march, then possibly you could consider going evenly on 3 troop types and getting that gear. That's certainly a solid move. Same thing if you're using maybe a Honda Primary with someone, but then again, a Honda Primary, if you're putting them with like, I don't know, let's say Boudica Prime Honda, and Honda's a primary for some reason, then you probably wouldn't really go on the leadership gear. You'd have to use like a Honda Ethelfled or a Honda Tamiris, something like that. But the one thing I think this gear is really good for is actually leadership garrisons and rallies. So if we go down to Heraclius, he's a leadership garrison. You're supposed to use mixed troops with him for the most part. He's fairly powerful in my opinion, considering he's a mixed troop garrison. So if you are using a Heraclius and you're like wailing out, then you probably should be getting this equipment. I would put it on my Heraclius. Definitely will be quite powerful in that regard. For earlier KVKs, you may have like a Wuza Tian garrison. But mainly this is a whale set of gear if you're going all in on the actual set. Now, the main secret that I'm going to discuss today is we discovered that mixing and matching the sets of gear, so let's say the Dragon Breath set plus some pieces from the Garb of the Glorious Goddess, so the leadership set, actually provides you more stats than if you were to go all in on the Dragon Breath set. That's the secret. And I'm going to actually go over each troop type. I'm going to have them on the screen, their types of equipment, and then I'll put them side by side at the end and I'll show you the stat comparisons, and you'll have to decide which one you prefer. So we're going to start off by discussing how you can actually merge the Dragon Breath set with the Garb of the Glorious Goddess, and just saying there's a lot of stuff I will change with this Dragon Breath set. First of all, with the Dragon Breath set, you get 32.5% attack, 27.5% defense, 16% health, and 3% skill damage. This is as a set on its own. But if you go and get the leadership pieces, and you include them in the set and you cut out the Dragon Breath tassets, the Dragon Breath boots, and the Dragon Breath van braces, you end up with 14% attack, so you're dropping 18.5% attack, 29.5% defense, so you gain defense, 25% health, 2% more archer march speed. You do lose the skill damage, however, but that's it. You could consider at that point also swapping out the Dragon Breath helmet for either the epic version, since you do have 3 of the 4 pieces, or you could consider keeping the Dragon Breath van braces and going in and getting the extra 3% skill damage, but that's up to you. Overall, this leadership set, putting the leadership set with the Dragon Breath set seems to be better, because you're dropping out some attack for health, you're getting more health on the boots, so you're dropping out defense for health. Overall, you're getting more health than the 5%. You've got the health on the chest plate here. You're keeping the defense on your weapon. You're keeping attack on the helmet, unfortunately, but you are dropping the attack on the Dragon Breath van braces. I think that it may be best to keep this helmet or swap it for like the legendary KVK one. Or you could swap it for the legendary KVK one or even the Pride of the Khan, but that's up to you if you want that extra health. I personally may be actually going for Pride of the Khan. I told someone it was bad yesterday. Definitely not as bad as I'm thinking now that you don't have to have the 6 set bonus. So the new best archer set is seeming a bit different, as I would say. It's definitely not what I expected it to be. You don't actually need to have a full set anymore. It's not even close. It's actually putting leadership gear on it. What can I say? Leadership gear is actually much better than people thought. Moving on to the Hellish Wasteland set, I'm not including Navarre's control, I'm saying the 6 set first. You would end up with 31% attack, 23.5% defense, 21.5% health, and 3% counterattack. Now, with the Cav set on screen, you can see that I'm actually dropping out only the legs on the Cav set purely because they are attack, and no one needs attack in life. So dropping out this cavalry attack, you're looking at 20% attack, 18.5% defense, 29.5% health, and 3% counterattack. You are losing the 5% Cav defense from the 6 set bonus and the 11% cavalry attack there. But what I actually recommend doing is also dropping the armband of the Hellish Wasteland. I didn't put this on here, but I recommend doing that. And getting yourself the Navarre's control, since that's going to give you even more health. Overall, with the Cav set, certainly better with the leadership, and putting Navarre's control there makes it even better. Much more valuable. You could consider probably sticking with the Hellish Wasteland set. It's still very good. You're just getting more attack and a bit more defense. But I think that is probably worth getting the 37.5% health if you put in the Navarre's control. And at that point, I think it's worth dropping off the Hellish Wasteland 6 set bonus and just keeping the 4 set bonus. That's what I personally recommend. Then if we go to the Eternal Empire set, the legendary infantry set, a lot of people don't really make this set, but I think that getting 4 pieces from it is certainly good for the 10% march speed. So if we look here, the set has 47% attack, 29% defense, and 10% march speed. There is no health on it at all. A lot of attack, a lot of attack. So I see why a lot of people do not make this set. It's not the best. But now that you can add 2 pieces of the legendary leadership gear, you'll be looking at a grand total of 31% attack, so you're losing the attack from the pants here, and also 26% defense, 14% health, so you're gaining extra health at the cost of a bit of defense here, and you'll keep your 10% march speed. That's what I really like about it, is you're still keeping that very large amount of march speed. You could consider dropping the march speed and going for like the Hope Cloak and stuff like that, purely because that's going to work quite well if you've got a fast march like a CPO Alex, but if this is staying on like, I don't know, a Harold and a Pakal or something, I definitely wouldn't drop the march speed. I think it's quite needed in these situations. So having the march speed here is definitely going to help you. Now, I do hope that all these sets of gear actually did help you out. I personally will be having to swap my archer gear to some leadership on my main marchers. I think that the leadership gear isn't the best step. I think it's a bit of a step in the wrong direction. Now a lot of people who have legendary gear, like I have 2 Dragon Breath tassets and they're literally basically useless now. So I'm probably best off, I'm probably not going to dismantle them, that's too expensive. I'm probably best off going in for the Glorious Goddess chassis for my main march and putting these on a 2nd march or a 3rd march or something like that. So if you are looking to make the gear, I mean, all these images I'll be posting in my Discord server. I think that you should join there. If you do want to check it out, I'll have a section for each legendary set of equipment that I'll have made. And if you do want to ask me any questions in the Discord, you can feel free to do that. I'm always available if you ping me. I'll try to respond in a timely fashion. I do thank you for watching, and I hope I see you in the next one.